Hi, hello. Welcome back to the next entry in our award-winning strategery series, where we're playing world strategy games, and we are joined again by BrassGecko, who is my co-op partner in this. I am playing United Kingdom. He's playing Japan. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4 from Paradox, by Paradox, with all DLC, no mods, and we'll get things kicked off here presently. Alright, starting up here shortly. Let's see. Well, that's not a good sign. No? Okay. It was freezing very briefly, and I was concerned.
Trying to figure out what's going on real quick.
Yeah. It really doesn't like when I alt-tab out of it, or I'm on a different window. But alright, so we're going to have our requisite 5 minutes of remembering how this game works and what we were doing.
Yeah, I need to go figure out what the AI was doing with my armies to try to lose everything.
And we were just kind of doing our thing, preparing for a potential German advance, because they are still declaring war, justifying war against us, which doesn't mean that they'll come after us, but odds are high that they're not doing it just for fun. Still working on our battleships, putting out some heavy cruisers. Thought we had some submarines happening. Guess not.
Attention! Commands! Ready to move!
I've got the Japanese fascists about 2/3 under control, looks like.
Okay. It's encouraging. Yeah, and you were saying at the end of the last session, you seemed like it was more under control in general.
Yeah, just aside from the giant gaping hole, my general decided to leave behind the lines.
Ready, sir!
It's just going to be a matter of forcing my way across the straits, and that's going to be a little bit unpleasant, probably.
Commands! Commands!
I probably should have asked for speed 1 when that war broke out.
That's fair. We can keep that in mind for additional conflicts if we kind of need
Yeah.
to model it a little more slowly.
Mostly what really would have helped would have been some sort of notification about, like, hey, here's which of the forces you got, here's which of the forces they got.
Yeah.
Yes, sir!
Just like, a heads up. You have most of the fleet, but they have 4 battleships.
Yeah, some sort of indication as to what the actual...
Orders!
Since I'm not good enough to remember everything that I had sitting around.
And we're going to make a front line over here by Germany. Have our guys chill out there.
Listen up.
Yeah. It's definitely always a challenge coming back to this even after a day or two of playing it, just to re-acclimate oneself.
Guns.
Interesting. I didn't. Was the specific garrisoning in before, where you could garrison specific types of outposts and stuff?
It was at least when we were playing as China,
Okay.
because that's basically the entire day of Hallow's defending our coast.
Interesting. Yeah, I did not do much of the army last time we played, so I'm still relearning things in that regard.
Yeah, definitely.
Need to check on our subjects, see how our progress is going, and getting British Malaya and the Raj integrated into their proper home. It's a shame there's no specific focus tree stuff for the British Malaya or Malaya. So I'm saying Malaya, because the Raj ones have made it really tick down nicely. But I'm not sure.
Oh, you mean just ways to help integrate?
Yeah, yeah. There were events that were for the Raj that are not there for Malaya.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But we'll just send them more guns and maybe that'll help.
It actually looks like Malaya also just has a generic focus tree.
Yeah, yeah. They're not fleshed out as a full sovereignty. I'm not sure that's one of
Yeah.
the targets for them to do that.
So-
To be honest,
They didn't get the Commonwealth treatment.
no. No, I think only the more notable ones did, which makes sense. Like, you would work down from top to bottom things that people know versus the ones that don't.
Yeah.
Malaya is actually split pretty heavily between the three different kind of ideologies. We may have to keep an eye on that.
Huh, yeah.
Actually low on steel for once. It's interesting.
I think I'm good for unpause when you are.
Okay. Speed 2 good?
Yeah, that'll do for now. I'll let you know if things start going terribly or something.
So looks like your north is pretty well secured at least.
I think so, yeah. Left a single division to guard the victory points.
Let's get more synthetic refineries online. Welcome back, Prussian Streamer. Good to see you again. As you see, we've returned. We've just started. You haven't missed anything. So it also looks like you have a. I think I saw some flashes of both Italian and Germans still helping out the other side of your civil war there.
Yeah, there's a few down there. Something's going on with the Air Force that I don't understand. I have all my planes focusing here, and they have air superiority. So either they have... Like, I don't see any actual airfields for them. So I think it's just their naval stuff?
Yeah, Prussian Streamer, that's the idea. Germany does not have any other allies right now in terms of the Axis, and they haven't been too aggressive, but the idea is to stop them, assuming that they don't become peaceful, which I don't see happening, but yeah. But right now, Germany is just justifying war goals against me, which means it's against all the allies, but they don't really have a lot of backup, so I'm not sure what their plan is. Oh, I'm gonna pause it for a second. We got some things happening.
Indeed.
German demands for the Sudetenland region of Czechoslovakia. Let's come to a head. Interesting. I don't have enough. I wonder if it'll put me in the negative. So do you have a choice currently?
No, I'm not part of that conference.
Okay. So I can say that they either must be defended or that they're on their own.
Now, does one of those throw you like directly into war?
Not directly in. it does cost me political power to do it, which would have Czech join the Allies. They get friendly with me, and then Germany gets a war goal to conquer Czechoslovakia. But I don't know if I can do it if I don't have the political power.
Well,
I'm tempted.
guess they are out of luck.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
tempted
or,
to.
or can you go negative?
I don't know. I am motivated to defend them just to get something
No
going.
appeasement. No appeasement.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just curious what'll happen. I'm curious if you can go negative on
I can.
political.
I just did. I am now negative 47.
Oh ho.
And some other things have happened here.
Probably got your own focus to do. Now, is there any penalty for going negative?
Not that I can see. Not that shows up in the tooltip for it. So
Curious.
yeah. I'm going to unpause if you are.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. I mean, it was my lots of things happening as well.
Yeah. Oh, Poland's trying to do the little Baltic group thing.
Yeah.
Best of luck to them.
No, Prussian streamer. The question was about negative political power, not negative manpower, which there doesn't seem to be. Which makes sense. It would suck if you're given a big choice like that and unable to do it because you didn't happen to have the points at the time. So, but yeah, we're not gonna let them take Czechoslovakia, mostly because we want to kind of. Or I at least kind of want to put Germany on the back foot and give them a reason to fight now and instead of later when they've gained support. Oh, okay. No worries. Oh, interesting. So I can't actually, in regards to the negative political power, I was trying to influence British Malaya. That gets canceled while I have negative stuff.
Okay.
So that is
So not direct penalties, but
some
fallout.
restrictions. Yeah, which makes sense. Because that would cause me to go further negative, and that's not allowed, which makes sense. Let's see. So just a heads up, because you were my ally, I am researching atomic research. So
I see.
have been for a little while. Just so you're aware of what we're up to. I don't know, Pressure Shimmer. I don't know the history behind that decision. This game definitely makes you want to spend lots of time reading wikis and books about what happened, though. Just to be sure.
I think maybe they thought England had their back.
Hmm.
I feel like there was something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. I mean, there are certainly a lot of inflection points during the war that could have avoided a lot of things had they gone different ways, but. Did not end up that way. We're gonna get back on making these newer subs. I don't know why we stopped doing that. Back in what sense? Oh, the combination of Austria-Hungary. Ah, indeed. It's interesting that I can actually see and copy the templates of my subjects. That's kind of cool. Not that they're going to be distinctly
But
better
would
than
you
mine.
want to?
No, yeah, they're not. But if they're onto some sort of new tech that I'm not aware of, I at least can take advantage of it. Oh yeah, we gotta get some infrastructure built here. Just a little bit lower in between active things. Oh yeah, so Poland does have their own faction, which I don't think I saw.
Have they convinced anyone to join it yet?
I don't believe so. I believe they are alone in their faction name, which I will not attempt to butcher. Yeah, it's all allies with a little bit of access in Germany. The Comintern. We're certainly not going to hurt them, Persian Streamer, in terms of Poland. I don't really know what their intent is, but if they come under German aggression and we're in a position to help, I think we might do that. And that's mostly because Germany is still very small and the Axis has not grown out, thankfully. Otherwise, it might be a harder choice.
So I think I finally found the right buttons to have my Air Force actually participate.
Okay.
So that's maybe been part of why.
Yeah, because they
Some
gotta be
things look interesting.
in missions, right, in that area.
And I thought they were, but I found another button that suggests maybe they weren't.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see if that changes anything.
So I thought we were. Interesting. I don't know, Russian streamer. We would certainly have them if they wanted to join the Belgium, Luxembourg sort of region. I mean, Luxembourg has its one unit, and I'm sure it's a good unit. But if anything, to have a better front on Germany, if it comes to that, that would certainly be very helpful. Get the Dutch involved too, if we can. Let's see what Germany's working on right now. Looks like just more infrastructure for the Großbromwurst. And then I think we'll see maybe some which gives them some focus tree choices to align Romania or align Hungary. So that could be interesting. Which starts to turn them fascist, which is not great. Looks like Germany has either stopped justifying against me or has completed justifying against me. I'm not sure what which.
Same thing, maybe?
Well, if they've stopped, they can't actually declare. If they've completed the process, then they can declare. Because it is a tax on, I think it was a tax on political power to be actively declaring or justifying. Yeah, I can't currently invite them anyway, Prussian streamer. We're not at war, and they have a different kind of policy, at least for Belgium. Yeah, they don't seem motivated to do so unless a war starts. How's our production looking? We could probably get some more people training. Germany intends to invade France, will you end up winning? And you end up winning. How will you split the peace deal? Yeah, I think it really depends on what kind of sacrifices were made, or the state of the world if we win that particular conflict. I am tempted to have some land on the continental Europe area, just so I'm not constantly sending people over. But for the most part, oh, you mean over in Germany probably? I don't know.
You know, one way to stop people from fighting over the Rhineland constantly would just be to take it yourself.
To own it, yeah, that's true. It's very true. I would, at the very least, I would want to have some territory there to make sure that we have a bastion set up for any further problems. So. Yeah, we'll have to see how it Rhineland or war. Yeah, we'll have to see. Again, you know, as most things do in this, it'll really hinge on what the German AI decides to do, and as well as the Soviets, as well as the other kind of major player. What are they currently working on? Socialist science. Okay. So they're not looking to get too grabby yet, or too aggressive yet. Just building up infrastructure. Though socialist science does increase their recruitable population by 3%, which in the Soviet Union is kind of scary. That's a lot of people. We're going to get our carrier group. Should have the submarines to have their own. No, we have not started spreading democracy in Germany yet. I might do the faction splits there are actually pretty decent for a chance to do so. Once I get British Malay in a position that I am comfortable with, I may start doing that in Germany to maybe encourage the democracy to spread. Because they're already not a fan of us, but only because we have a different ideology, not because of anything else. Let's actually see how much that'll hit our power points to start doing that. That's not bad. Alright, gonna keep an eye on that. Looks like the war's finishing up on your end of things. I see just a few.
Yeah, I think I might actually have a little more work to do though. They've got yeah, I think Iwo Jima. And I'm pretty sure that has a victory point on it. So I'll see if I have to go grab that or not.
Is on? Oh, I see down there. Yeah, Iwo Jima. Yeah, it has five victory points on it.
Yeah, I suspect it's enough that I'm gonna have to actually go do it. But historically, that was fine and easy. So
Looks like they also hold Saipan to the south of Iwo Jima.
yeah, there's a couple things here and there.
Yeah, once you hit the victory points, though, those will ideally make it easier to do.
Yeah, I'll see what happens once I have Nagasaki here.
Oh, there you go.
Speak of the devil. And we're all friends again.
Hooray!
Except for the whatever chunk of that fleet that is gone.
A united Japan is a happy Japan. And Korea is now its own sovereignty.
Yeah, for now at least, I guess. Relations there are cordial at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have a lot of influence in China right now. They're still very non-aligned, and I can speak from experience that there's either going to be trying to unite the warlords of these surrounding territories, which may also rebel, or one of them can claim to be the true leader of China. Democracy over there is not really looking.
I mean, I guess now that I've got my affairs in order, that's something I could
Yeah.
consider doing.
Oh yes, he was. He or they were speaking to you, I should say.
Yeah, I do need to figure out what my goal is now. The focus tree doesn't lead in a lot of, especially aggressive directions, to just like, you know, be like, oh, this is a thing I'm doing now.
Yeah. All right. Even if we're co-op, I can't see what you've completed without doing decryption and stuff. That's fun.
Yeah. But I'm not too far away from asking to join the Allies if I
Okay.
decide to head that way.
And we'll certainly consider your application. There's a very hefty fee, but I'm sure you can cover it. Germany is now working on the second Vienna Award.
So if I ask to join the Allies, how would you feel about me, for example, pushing for full sovereignty for the Philippines?
We'll have that discussion when we get there.
It would be a little ways off.
Yeah. No, a person streamer. There are restrictions into inviting people
Without
to the faction. Yeah.
without focus stuff, it's reliant on world tension, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's either world tension or it's an active war that prevents countries from joining factions. Like I don't think even now I don't think I could invite Japan to the. Yeah. Based on our ideologies, it would need to be incredibly tense worldwide for me to invite him, unless it's done through a focus thing. And we're at 7% right now, and 38, which is low usually. So yeah, I was looking at Germany's. They are the second Vienna Award, which I don't know what that actually does. That does lead to an alliance with Italy, which that's a problem.
Yeah, they're on the historic path right now. Just a bit delayed. Isn't that the one where they can just go after the rest of Czechoslovakia?
Well, so they did that with I think they did the fate of Czechoslovakia.
Did they grab the whole thing up?
No, they didn't get any of it. I thought.
Well, I don't see it.
I mean, there is no current Czechoslovakian sovereignty, but I didn't think they got it.
I forget. Alright, it's part of Austria-Hungary. Yeah, how are your relations going with all the Commonwealth?
It's complicated. Let's take a look at them real quick. See how they're doing.
Because Canada was pretty determined to do its own thing.
Yeah, Canada was slipping away.
But India and Australia were looking reasonably loyal.
Yeah, India is definitely going to flip, at the very least, to a puppet, because they have a national spirit called princely states, which is basically always ticking down. And there were some events that brought them down pretty low to begin with. So they'll definitely be a puppet, potentially an annexed target. Canada, however, is about to become free. And there's very little I can do about that.
Justifying war with Canada.
I mean, if Germany wasn't making moves, I might consider trying to, you know.
They've got like 2 oil over there on the west.
Do they really only have that? Surely they have more oil somewhere. How does Canada not have oil?
That's actually all I see.
Yeah, they have 2 oil. That's bizarre.
Decent mixture of other stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of
but,
aluminum.
I mean,
which-
for the size of the country, it's kind of surprising how little resources they have. There's not much I can do about it, Prussian. It's not a thing that I can control at this point, because the only tools I have to stop them from leaving are to do lend leasing or like war score things, but the rate at which they're gaining freedom is a rate that I can currently not afford to.
Can you station some gentle reminders in Ottawa?
I don't think that'll impact the score there. I do hold Labrador and Newfoundland, but I don't think they care. I think they're just gonna fly away free.
What do you actually lose if that happens?
I lose the research credits and the research bonus
Right.
of them being in the Commonwealth. I lose any trade. If I trade with them, I get a discount on the factories that I have to give up, or yeah, there is some trade credit which I'm not 100% clear on, and the ability to get troops from them at any time.
Well, I guess you can at least just ask them into the Allies or something.
I mean, they are a member
If
of the
they're
Allies.
useful.
I wonder what would happen if that. 'Cause, yeah, they are in the Allies because they're my underling. I do wonder if they'll be able to decide to stay in the Allies or not. But yeah, so yeah, they definitely don't. Germany does not hold Czechoslovakia. It's still part of the Austria-Hungary state. But this will give them a opportunity to attempt to ally with Italy. Should probably work on my decryption at some point soon to get a better sense of what these people are doing. Or like the routes that they've taken through the trees.
Got a little bit of rebuilding to do to get back to where I was.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Korea took a couple factories with it. Also suddenly got a whole bunch of army XP to deal with
That's always
from
good.
somewhere.
It's always a good thing. Yeah, I don't know where you got that sudden army XP from. It's weird. What is France working on right now? Levé en masse. They're just getting defensive. Okay. Well, democracy in Germany is up to 21%, so we're doing something. All right, Push and Shimmer, thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, we may still be here. We'll see. We tend to kind of go along with these, so.
I know I've got no particular limit here.
Yeah, I'm good for a little while. Oh wow. Okay.
That's my former puppet, I believe.
The Imperial. Actually, I didn't recognize that. Is that one of the warlords? Oh no, that's
I think that's former Manchukuo.
Yeah. Okay. Imperial Kwangtung territories. And that was against Communist China, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like they're still pretty friendly with you, at least. Just population-wise.
Their opinion of me is -20.
Well, they showed green on the
Well, we like them still,
City
but they don't
Japan.
like
Oh, I
us.
see.
I guess I don't need to really be supplying them with guns anymore.
Yeah, it's just the diplomacy, the ideology difference for me, for them. Oh, they're so fascist, though. Why so fascist? A subject may soon raise its autonomy. No. Don't leave me, Canada. We had such good times together. Remember the time when I sent that horse over? That was fun. He's still there.
Attention!
I assume they have no armies, and I'll just run the horse in. So my fleets are kind of all over the place right now, but I haven't had a reason to do more than just have them all patrol throughout the Mediterranean and around Germany, the Baltic a little bit.
Yeah, mine are busy repairing for a while. Oh, it looks like they've pretty much got them fixed up now. The remaining rebel fleet, I think, just disappeared, which is kind of disappointing.
They're not available, or they didn't like come aboard when you annexed them?
Not as far as I can tell. I haven't found them anywhere. So I don't know, maybe they're still just sailing around.
Never coming back.
Yeah, I'm not sure they are, actually. Leaves me with 2 carriers, 4 battleships, and a mixture of other things. Not actually a really large fleet.
Well, luckily, you're not really any other under military pressure right now, so you might have some time to.
No, I'm not. But
Get,
that is what I
get back on your feet.
focused all of my, like, a whole bunch of other stuff on,
Yeah.
was those fleets. But I will have another battleship soonish. And my carrier production's still on track. Probably getting close to time to research some new ship models, right? Nope, 2 years off still. Well, like a year off. I am producing zeros.
Definitely need to consolidate some of these fleets. I've got too many fleets doing different things.
Yeah, that turned out to be a really bad thing for me,
Which part? Consolidating them or having them all spread
having
out?
them loosely spread out,
Yeah.
even though they were all decent fleets.
Yeah, I think the onus is on the strength of the individual fleets versus them all.
Yeah, and I mean, probably some of it was just that my air wings were not correctly assigned at all. That interface has always been a little bit confusing.
Yeah. Well, I can't do secret weapons unless I'm in a faction with the United States. Ridiculous.
Okay, so it's a Hungary thing.
Yeah. It's interesting that I have goals for potentially securing the whole Benelux region if the parties are set up correctly.
Like just absorbing the whole thing.
Well, getting goals to oh, hang on, Poland wants to sign a non-aggression pact. Sure, Poland. I think we're okay with that. I get war goals for setting them up as puppets.
Okay, interesting.
Not that I think this particular playthrough calls for that, but
Germany, by the way, is working on securing that alliance with Italy.
okay.
Italy's working on claiming Yugoslavia.
Alright, things are about to get a little interesting, it seems.
The tree that Yugoslavia is working on can either lead to war with the UK and befriending Japan,
Ooh, wait, hang on.
or
Wait.
claims on France.
I see them just working on artillery right now for Yugoslavia.
No, I was looking at Italy.
Oh, I think you said Yugoslavia, so I was confused.
Oh yeah, they're working on claiming
I see.
Yugoslavia.
I see. Interesting.
Of little concern.
Same here. Things are getting a little tense.
A whole bunch of research done. Might be time to get our guns upgraded. I think that's I'm okay taking a tiny penalty to get these. I've got so many extra guns right now. I'd love to get them upgraded. Just means you need to be shipping more out.
Yeah, it's true. I should send more at the Malay while my warehouses are full of them. Though oddly, tons of guns makes a huge impact on the numbers, but I'm also limited by how many convoys my target has,
Right, yeah.
so I can't necessarily just throw more than they're able to handle. But we'll see what.
The US is still not committed in any particular direction.
As is tradition. Well, then it might be worth... maybe. Okay, yeah, I was going to get my fleets in order first. Can I get a pause here in a second when you have a moment? I want to get my fleets sorted without things moving forward.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Alright. So carrier groups are fine. I want to get most of the destroyers all together. Alright. I'm going to bring it down to 1 for a little bit, just so I can make sure things are moving as expected.
Sounds reasonable. I'm using the time to redesign some divisions with that Army XP. Should probably actually set up some naval variants with all that stuff I've got. Before like the next ships in their series start
Yeah.
building. Alright, we'll go up to 2 for a little bit. Or keep it at 2 for now, I guess. Unless you want to go back to 1 to do your own template editing. No, I got that done.
Okay. Canada's still hanging on despite having enough points to leave. I suspect they're just terrified of leaving the nest. Yeah, I don't know that I can see if Germany finished justifying against me or not. I don't see anything active on them.
Yeah, maybe they chose not to use it.
Don't know.
Or yeah, maybe they just didn't follow through.
%23 Democratic. We're slowly worming our way into the culture of Germany.
Yeah. I've started working on China.
Nice. It would be interesting to try and get democracy fairly high in Germany and then stage a coup. Just to see what that, but I can only do that when they're particularly unstable. It has to be 80% stable or less.
Those imperial Kwangtung territories are working on a mission to Germany.
They have their own tree?
Yeah.
Huh. So
They've got that whole thing that's pretty similar to China's, where you can send the mission out to each of the different groups.
Right.
I think maybe all of the Chinese factions actually have that.
That would make sense. Yeah, Mongolia.
Oh, okay. Some of them just get cooperate with nationalists, cooperate with communists, opposition. But yeah, that one gets the full deal.
That's interesting. Yeah, like Azerbaijan Mog, looks like its own as well. Like all the warlords might have their own. Maybe all the warlords have the same kind of tree though.
Yeah, most of them do, but that one,
Yeah,
maybe just something with it
that's
previously
unique.
being my
Yeah.
puppet.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
not part of the general Chinese consolidation thing.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that they've added that much articulation to these nations that otherwise aren't really talked about. Or yeah, they have a huge tree too. Jeez.
Korea's working on liberty ethos on their pretty generic thing.
I guess they don't even. Korea doesn't have their own tree. Wow.
No, I'm pretty sure that's the generic one. Yeah, it is.
Huh. That's surprising. I mean, given how influential, the Soviets were to North Korea, it's kind of surprising that they don't have a tree.
Yeah, I mean, they're more of Cold Wars where things got
Yeah.
messy there.
But it set the stage for it at least.
Sure, yeah. It just looks pretty bare bones compared to the rest of Asia now.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't start playing as Korea because it's Japan.
Right. That's true. that might be future DLC to have that a tree for a country that doesn't exist on GameStart kind of thing.
Go to the Crusader Kings route. Start in different eras.
Yeah, I was saying, during the last stream about how you can, there are ways to take the world state from CK2 all the way to Hearts of Iron, like the countries that are made.
Yeah.
But you have to do it through CK to Europa Universalis, and then that to.
Wasn't it a mod though for the conversion to Hearts of Iron? They don't have an official converter for that, do they?
There was an official converter somewhere in the chain with some version. I don't remember what that was, but they did.
'Cause I thought it had to go through Victoria, I think.
Victoria
Something
2,
ridiculous.
yeah, which is kind of old at this point.
I think they've hinted at. They haven't outright announced another Victoria game,
No, they have not.
but they've been heavily hinting that it's in development.
It would make sense. It's the one that they haven't touched in a while.
Yeah, I never tried that one just because
I do
don't know.
own
It looked like
Victoria
it would be very difficult to get into at this point.
Yeah, it's I do own Victoria too. There's some really cool stuff there. It's very heavily focused on economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've looked through some guides and stuff for it, and people bring it up in the Stellaris forums all the time. Well, why don't you just do it like there?
Yeah.
I've modernized my light tanks a little bit. Though at building one per week, it's going to take a little bit. I've been trying to decide if I want to go like heavily motorized infantry over here.
Yeah, I'm mostly
Like,
focusing on infantry with carrier air sport, and subs, lots of subs. But
Well, I'm just trying to think about my land army here, since
Yeah.
it doesn't look like I'm set up for any huge wars anytime, especially soon. If I'm not going to have too many, I've been flirting with going for that superior firepower doctrine, even though my industrial base isn't that great. But then go for like light and medium tanks and motorized infantry, and at least have like a pretty quick punch through type army.
yeah,
Like a bunch of Marines land and take ports, and then just dump fast moving motorized and tanks and try to, I don't know, just play the encirclement game or something. It sounds good, but considering how that last little civil war went, I'm not sure I know what I'm doing enough to pull it off.
Well, I mean, in that conflict, you were basically fighting yourself, right? Like where in future ones, there'll be a differential between your army and whomever you are engaged with. So, did you also lose admirals and
Yeah,
like generals and stuff?
even like one of my army groups, just like disbanded.
Gross.
Like the armies were still mine, but the dude went away, and they were all just hanging out.
Attention!
And because of the other navy just kind of wandering around, I didn't dare try to bring them back to the mainland.
I should probably do an admiral for my main fleet. It's a shame you can't rename them. Like name him, I don't know, James Raymer or something. Be cool.
No, yeah, you can't rename them.
Yeah.
I hadn't actually checked.
Orders!
It's probably for the best, so you can't be like, give them hilarious names or.
Yeah, I don't think it would end well.
Yeah. especially in like multiplayer games where you're like, oh, my Admiral Bill Hickok is here.
Oh, hey, look, it's Germany led by friendly mustache man. Oh, that Italy alliance for them should be done pretty shortly.
Now, Italy may not accept. So we'll have to see how that goes.
It's true, though it looks like they were heading roughly in that direction.
Yeah.
Alright, my country is pretty stable again.
Here goes Italy.
Should I ask to join the Allies yet, or let that sit for a little bit?
Let's let that sit. Though I don't know what sort of like repercussions that would have in the region. For you,
Yeah, I don't know.
For any sort of plans you had in the region.
Though I kind of want to start working down towards the Pacific Guardian stuff. So I'm actually going to do it.
Okay.
Who's actually in the Allies currently?
France.
Okay.
All of my puppets. I think
That's it,
that's
isn't
it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just me, my minions in France at the moment.
Well, that's pretty standard for
Yeah. For
war
the
not
beginning.
starting yet.
Yeah.
Ooh, Germany working on reasserting Eastern claims. That leads straight to Danziger War.
Yeah.
Listen up! Yes, sir! Listen up!
China's working on nationalism, which can lead down to the pick a fight with Japan stuff.
Could, but might not necessarily.
We'll see how fast that Democratic Party grows.
Yeah, how's Germany's 24%? Okay. All right, we might be able to. I would love to stage a coup there, just for
Just
fun.
'cause.
Just cause, yeah. Why not stage a coup in Germany? Yeah, Germany's improving diplo with Italy. Has an app with them. That looks more and more likely to be happening.
The U.S. is working on amphibious operations.
Thanks, U.S. Thanks. Although, like, technically, right now, there's not a whole lot of reason for them to be active. So
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's hard to blame them.
Aren't a lot of their things locked behind
Tension, I think.
tension?
Yeah.
I actually forget. Okay, at least like the prepare intervention, all the ones that would lead to them declaring on any particular person.
Okay, so it makes sense that they would be quiet right now. So it looks like Canada is making choices, alternate choices to spend its political power on instead of freeing itself. So. Every time I see that QF 25 pounder artillery, I think quarter pounder. And then I get hungry for a hamburger. I'll refrain from these sanctioned Japan and war with Japan options this game. I think.
I mean, do what you feel like you need to do.
That would be an interesting way to play this game. To be like, not really cooperative, but sort of be like, you know what? I feel like we need to keep you in check, sir.
We haven't really played a competitive. We haven't really gone head to head in a strategy game in a while.
Yeah. It would be very interesting to do it in Hearts of Iron. Although
Yeah.
I think we would have to pick the right countries, so it would
Definitely, yes.
be both fair and interesting.
All right, you be Japan, I'll be New Zealand.
Fair and interesting. Though it would be actually kind of cool to both be kind of like junk countries that have to find a way to get out of the war and or to get, recognized and
The trick would be finding two that are, again, competitive.
yeah,
Like, I guess you could do something like the South American power struggle,
that's true.
like Brazil and Argentina.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good historic.
I'm not sure if they fleshed
Thing.
out their trees though. Oh, yeah, I don't think they have. Yeah, these are all generic trees.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll invariably do something with the South Americans at some point, I'd imagine.
Or just, each pick one of the smaller Chinese warlords.
Sure.
Or China and PRC
It's true.
in a historic setting.
Yeah, because at least then we would know how it's going to play out on the world stage at least.
Because, because China has big advantages, except normally they're trying to deal with everything and Japan rolling in,
Yeah.
which buys everybody, like all the smaller groups, time to build up their support.
Not a whole lot of interesting event chains yet this time.
Yeah, we could probably go back to Speed 3 if you
Okay.
wanted.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I don't have any massive reorganization for a bit.
Yeah, I'm just doing kind of a light passive naval cleanup. But
As some of my ships finish up in the next half year, I will have to make some more variants, but I'm not even sure that'll need a pause.
okay. Kind of want to do paratroopers.
I have overhauled my destroyers since I plan to ramp up production of it.
We are getting towards 1940, and that third tier is looking kind of interesting. Changed over to the quarter pounder with cheese.
Do you have all your newest tier of industrial research going?
Yeah, I've been getting that up pretty decently. Mostly construction and excavation are at 2. 3 is the kind of the next. Yeah, I'm actually a little behind technically on that because I did a bunch with synthetic oil, so that put me back a little bit. But
Yeah, I gotcha.
definitely been worth it. Yeah, we'll be catching up in the next cycle of free slots. Got our nukes, or not our nukes per se, but our atomic research will be done in a year. So which may or may not lead to nukes. We'll see how it plays out.
It's a long haul there.
Yeah, but I was able to get a research slot pretty early, so and with the initial boosts, it didn't feel too restricted to do it. So tank situation is kind of low tech right now, but I think I'm okay with that.
I'm actually working on the 1939 mediums available to me. I'm not sure I'm going to start building them, but I want to keep up to date in case I do.
Yeah, I've mostly been doing naval and a little bit of air and ground, but yeah, I should probably at the very least keep the tanks somewhat up to date.
I like just having them for the options to go into the quick anti-air, anti-tank,
Yeah.
the mobile artillery.
It's true.
I'm not sure it's the best choice for Japan, but
Italy is working on an Albanian occupation.
is that the Zod guy?
I don't know. It leads to the Italian ultimatum.
Albania, King Zog. Yeah,
King
I just
Zog.
always remember because of his name.
King Zog, really? Oh yeah, King Zog, House of Zagu.
Yep.
And their independence is guaranteed by Italy.
Have yourself a message.
Man, I gotta pause and think about this. Japanese look to us as defenders of freedom. That checks out.
That's what we're telling you anyway.
Wait. Getting some mixed messages now. I would like to formally invite you to the Allies, sir. Whoa. Newspapers are off the chain here. Italy's has gobbled up or attempted to gobble up Albania. Yep, nope, they are Albania now.
Yep.
Japan is in the Allies and German versus Lithuania. Oh jeez.
Germany's got the memes.
Another I always like how the reaction, another batch of maps made obsolete. Like that's the problem.
Yeah.
Not that they're claiming territory, but that our maps are out of date. Call up the printer's office. I mean, it's not like that's a huge blow, but still.
You can probably just, just tape a piece of paper over it. Or issue any really valued customers like a marker in the right color.
Right.
not every country deserves a full map redo.
I'm sure they would disagree, but
No, because they're not around anymore. I guess Italy can take objection, but oh, there's Danziger War going for Germany.
okay. I think I can,
Stalin's working on a new Soviet man. Allows kamikaze strike air missions, suicide attacks against enemy ships.
wait, where did he learn that from? Surely not you.
I don't know.
You weren't sharing any
Look,
hot tips.
we switched to democracy. We gotta just export all that stuff somewhere.
The classic democratic kamikaze strike. Okay, so we gotta stage this coup before before Germany gets too out of hand. Their stability is still too high to do it, though. Even though democracy is about half of the popularity as the fascism.
Well, it's at what I see it at 83. They just need to lose 3% stability.
Welp. I mean, we saw that coming. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, not especially.
They don't have like a direct front to them though. That's kind of interesting.
No, they do. It's a single province.
Oh, that was against communist China. Or is it just China?
I'll move a group over so we can see it. No, they have a single line
Oh,
right to Beijing.
sorry. I thought it was just with communist China, not China. Yeah, okay. Excuse me while I upgrade 30,000 guns.
All in! Orders! Listen up! All in! So no actual joining of Italy into the Axis yet, though. Just interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada. The Raj should be a puppet in the very near future. Malay will get there eventually. There's a kind of a throttle on how many guns I can send them because they don't have very many convoys. I can't send them convoys. Actually, can I send them convoys? I can actually send them convoys. Send them convoys, so I can send them more guns. Yeah, this is. Oh,
I mean,
oh,
yeah, you just
whoa! They love
fill
when I
the-
send them convoys.
You
Oh,
just fill them with guns to start and send them over. You know what? You can keep the ships when you're done.
yeah. That's awesome. I would love to get access to that big glut of resources down there.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch. Oh, that balanced out very nicely.
What's that?
All of my military factories and all of my naval dockyards are now in use.
Always feels good to do that.
Only a little bit of resources left over.
Speaking of which, our steel's looking a little light. Do you have any excess steel that you want to can use you as a trade partner?
No, not really.
I can technically do it without asking.
Chromium's the only thing I'm really missing. Or sorry, I really have extra of.
So I'm curious now. I'm going to send a trade for steel. Does that just change who gets what you're exporting, or does that put a further strain on your resource economy?
Did it go through yet?
Yeah. Yeah.
My available steel looks to be the same.
Okay.
I do definitely have... Yeah, I have an extra civilian factory now. But yeah, it didn't harm me any, so I guess they're just sort of reserved. I have limited exports set.
Okay. Yeah, I have changed as well to a more
Mine was just like that for the start, so I
Yeah.
decided to leave it.
yeah. We can. Are you good for speed 3?
Yep.
Let's see what the full impact of these convoys being delivered will have. Oh wow, that's so good. That's gonna be that's how I flip them, is just throwing convoys at them. We got plenty to throw as well. Well, one good thing about having all these little pieces of land everywhere is I can have lots of building slots. Well, not lots of, because Africa and others don't really have a lot of building slots on them, but
Yeah. So I have a Liberate Manchuria focus I can take a little bit later. Where that group who declared on China, I can go in with a war goal to topple their government.
oh, the former Manchukuo?
Yeah. Poland refuses German ultimatum. So there's war.
Yep. Let me just check something real quick before I unpause. Germany is now just fighting against us again. All right, let's issue some gas masks now that it's
German
1%.
Reich is justifying against us.
Well, I mean, you're in the Allies, so I suspect us is the Allies.
And they're working on going around the wall. Okay, so if this kicks off, what would you like me to do?
So what's your naval situation?
Gradually improving.
Okay. I mean, are you in composition? Would you say?
What's that?
So what's the composition of your naval groups, roughly?
So currently, just for organization, I've got everything in basically one fleet.
But I mean, is it
Which is
like a
made up
focus on
of-
destroyers, on carriers? Like, what's the?
Well, currently it's 3 carriers, fully stocked with planes, 4 battleships, half a dozen heavy cruisers, and a whole bunch of little destroyer escorts.
Okay.
All of them, all of the capital ships are reasonably experienced. A lot of the destroyers are green.
Because we're in the same faction, I believe you can land. You have full military access to all of our territory.
Yeah, so I am working on training up some Marines. So amphibious landings are not out of the question.
Yeah, because if this kicks off, we're gonna have only for now the border with France as our front.
How many aircraft does Germany have? That's a big question. 1.6 to 4.2K is what I can see.
I see 2.1 to 2.9K.
Okay, that's a better guess. And you have about 2,000,
Yeah.
and I have like 1,000.
If we can get more, I guess if we can get Benelux in the Allies somehow. They won't do it for now. Just to have that extra land from which to launch invasions or to launch attacks.
Well, they'll quite likely ask. Right, usually Germany declares on them and they immediately ask to join the Allies.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I would say if it does kick off at the beginning, just naval support I think would be useful. Maybe more so in the. I mean, like we can organize that if it comes to that, but
Yeah.
because France has a pretty big front line along the border.
I forget, does Germany have any non-European territories? I feel
No.
like they don't, that I
No,
remember.
They just have theirs, and I forget what the original land of Ostpreußen is, but
Yeah. Okay, so if Italy were to join them, then I could just sort of move around and play whack-a-mole with some of their stuff.
Yeah.
But even then, they're not too much out here. It's mostly allies out in the Pacific,
yeah.
or like, I guess if the Netherlands.
Yeah, I mean, if Italy joins, then I'm going to stage in some forces in Africa to take those, just to take those resources. If they're actually the resources there, what are they looking at? Not a lot in Africa, actually, that they hold. They hold 3 tires in Ethiopia and nothing in Libya. So. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what. Maybe do speed 2 and see what.
Poland's working on preparing for the next war.
Smart. Very smart.
Stalin's working on an ocean-going navy, which is interesting. Guess he needs somewhere to launch his kamikazes.
Yeah. Go on speed 2 for now. All right. So I can ask Poland for military access, which they will agree to.
But your troops would be neutral for now.
I know. I'm just saying. And they're already in that awkward faction, so I can't have them join ours.
They've kind of made things very difficult for themselves.
Trying to think of a way we can help. Yeah, no, we would. Maybe I'll send them an attaché.
I mean, you could lend lease them, right? Well, that's interesting.
Is that a new faction?
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
China's in the People's Front now.
Interesting. It's like that's like one of their warlords that they're.
Well, it was Communist China, I believe.
Oh, they joined up with. Oh shit! I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, they're not in the faction with communist. Oh, they are.
They are.
Oh, wow.
China and Communist China have reached an agreement.
Things are heating up. All right, back to speak to. I sent Poland an attaché. Oh god. Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so now if war breaks out, I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, now you have a focus.
Because that's a direct front.
Yeah.
Maybe I should convert some of these cavalry divisions.
Really? Okay. Wait, so doesn't that put them at war with the Axis then? Sorry, I'm just getting a sense of who's fighting here. I guess the yeah, technically it puts them against the
Yeah.
Axis. Yeah.
We do actually have World War now.
And yet it's formed around us currently.
For now. Germany's going to be the one to drive things.
Mars or Bust, this is not an open multiplayer map. This is just a friend of mine playing. If I get enough people following, I will certainly do a kind of community map in the future. But for now, it's just us two.
Just flailing around.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not sure. At least I'm not comfortable enough with my abilities to want to bring external people in yet. But it's definitely something in the future that we would do. All right, let's resume. See how this shakes out. So yeah, I don't really have a way getting in there with Poland because they have their own awkward.
Not yet, at least.
Their awkward
Well,
little faction.
You may not need to do anything extra. That's going to depend on if, like, the USSR can go through Poland,
Yeah.
say. Let's see. So they do have military access through Romania. That gets them to Austria-Hungary. But not actually anywhere they can fight just yet.
Yeah.
France appears to be assigning divisions over in my little mainland Asia pockets.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how that infrastructure will hold up, to be honest.
Oh, cause they're able to do that now.
No, it's actually not too bad.
It's interesting. So I can't actually see Germany who all Germany is justifying against right now. Well,
There we go.
oh, and that's an 86%. Wow, 60% from that one action.
Yeah.
I need to pause for a second just to check something on my end.
Sure. I'm actually gonna take a couple minutes AFK here real quick.
Okay, then let's actually take a break. We will take a break both from the stream, and we'll be back 5-ish minutes.
Yeah, just come back on the hour.
Sounds good. See you at 6 Eastern. Okay. Looks like we're ready to resume.
Yep.
So, Italy.
So, I have events for assuming stewardship over Indonesia, Malaya, and Indochina.
Okay, so Malaya's not really a thing I feel comfortable you having.
I mean, I am the Pacific Guardian.
Yeah, but you know, I've worked really hard on them. Sent them a lot of convoys, a lot of guns. I feel, you know, I've introduced afternoon tea to them. It's just, it's a lot of investment there.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Okay. So Italy and the Axis, again, still not at war for us, but looking more and more likely. Actually, get us like a new front with Italy and France.
Probably a good idea. Though I remember that one holding out okay with not too much intervention,
Yeah.
because you've got those mountains.
Right.
But I see that France is not currently defending those mountains very well.
Nope. I will. And there's a lot of Italian men with the. Looks like they're doing. They have mountaineers specifically on there, so that could go pretty poorly actually. So we'll also take this. Time
Yeah,
to,
at least occupy some of those forts for France, I guess.
Yeah.
Ready.
We're gonna bring all of our colonial garrisons
Ready, sir.
home.
Listen up.
You sure? You don't want to try to knock Italy out of Africa?
Well, I meant like all spread out. I am gonna kind of reallocate some to Egypt and go from there. But yeah, like the ones I have in Canada and elsewhere
Orders.
aren't.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Listen up. Listen up. Ready. Orders. All in.
All right, I'm good to maybe go speed 1 or 2 just to get things moving. What's your
Sure,
guess?
yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like France is starting to form up on that border as well.
You should look at the Dutch East Indies.
At the what? Sorry.
The Dutch East Indies.
Okay. I'm seeing a few Dutch units. What am I seeing here?
Look at their diplomatic status.
Oh, I think meant their you somehow are they're your puppet now.
Yeah,
Is Is it just a
Handed
thing you
him
do?
over.
Hmm. Is that just an event that you did?
For just 50 political power.
Wow. Dutch East Indies are cheap.
Yeah, I can ask for that one. I can ask France for Indochina. And I can ask you for Malaya.
You can certainly ask. Trying to see if I can get any of the Benelux in on the Allies now that we're 80 plus, but not so much. Because again, we're not at active war yet. So I can stage a coup now. in Germany. I'm kind of curious now. Let's see here. Staging a coup will take 0.5. A coup will take 0.5 daily points. Peeps for the points. Until it reaches 200. The following, I'll be using 12,000 equipment. You can pick the state where the revolution will spread from. If you don't pick a state, it'll be determined under other conditions.
Pick like Frankfurt or something.
Well, I wonder if it'll make it harder versus something that I can.
Well, it's right there on the border with France, right? Or were you thinking somewhere where you can shuttle people in by navy?
I mean, I could technically do that because France is allies. Frankfurt might be interesting.
Like, do you automatically back your group in the coup?
Well, I pick which ideology I want the coup to stage. And this would be more for science than for. You know, it's also it can be a very useful thing. So let's do it from.
Yeah,
Port
mostly
Limerick.
what I'm wondering is, are you automatically part of that war?
I don't know. But let's see what happens.
Yeah, go for it.
That would be an aggressive strike. So the coup will be finishing next year. It takes a while to get all those political points in there.
Sounds reasonable.
Looks like Poland is at least pushing back that northern territory a little bit.
And I think Lithuania has actually pushed back a bit.
Oh, so I see. So Poland got that whole chunk of Eastern Europe in their faction. It's not just
Yeah.
them. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they've stalemated it more than they usually do.
I wonder because they had more time to build up.
That, and I think Austria-Hungary
Yeah.
being neutral. Like that closes off a whole chunk of the southern border.
Yeah. Luckily, I was able to send a bunch of my old guns over for the coup.
As long as you don't end up needing them for Canada.
Canada can go. I'm not going to fight them. I'm not, frankly, not that. I mean, just pure resource-wise, not really upset about it. I mean, I'm not getting those resources anyway, and yeah.
Well, the USSR's addition to the war is crushing things over in Asia, it looks like.
Because they only have just that former Manchukuo in the Axis, right?
Yeah. Manchukuo joined as well. I think it was actually a puppet of the Imperial Kwangtung territories or whatever that is. So yeah, I guess they went in together.
Gotcha. Oh, I forgot you also have this little patch of land here.
The two of them, yeah.
The Hy-Vee.
Yeah, with a naval yard, 2 naval yards, and an airfield in those 2 little chunks.
That's pretty useful right now to have that foothold there.
Yeah, and I've modernized all those infantry, so they're as ready as they can be if things get messy, I guess.
Oh, Italy completely pulled out of that southern border in the mountains.
Just kidding, just kidding.
And Germany just also not present on that front as well. That's interesting. Would love to be able to push right now.
I guess Germany's done some encryption stuff because I can't actually see what they're researching anymore.
They're doing war with France.
Gotcha. Yeah, my decryption is very low at the moment. It has not been a priority.
Yeah, I think I did one level of it so far. Yeah, so they want to go into France, which will kick things off for our end for sure.
Maybe I should help France just simplify things a little bit.
By taking their territories.
They're just gonna spread too thin, and it never ends well for them.
I mean, really, you're there to help them.
Exactly. Like the Netherlands, they're gonna have way too much to deal with over here. Yoink.
That's a weird. So that's a specific to Japan being the like the arbiter of the Pacific or something, right?
Pacific Guardian,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was pretty quick. Oh, I just straight up get into China, yeah. Look at all that rubber.
So do you have any sort of? Oh, wow. Do you have any sort of further events to bring the East Indies as an annex, or is it just the same sort of thing I'm doing with Malaya?
I guess the same sort of thing, yeah. I don't have any decisions available for it.
Gotcha. Again, Germany is. Wow. Germany has stopped justifying against me. Or us, I should say. So indecisive.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd.
So it was saying that you couldn't keep up with the me importing steel from you. For whatever reason.
Maybe somebody who had a higher trade priority
Yeah,
got some.
makes sense.
Looks like I'll be inviting Korea to the Allies pretty shortly.
Just through an event, or just through
Through a
numbers?
focus, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Another part of Pacific Guardian. I guess it just invites them to whichever faction I'm in, whether I started my own or joined the Allies or. Huh. That's a bunch of things going on.
Yeah. Did Korea not get invited?
They did, and they accepted.
Not showing them as in the Allies.
Oh, curious. Yeah, I don't know.
So I got a thing this said they joined the Allies, and it said we're now stronger. So I definitely didn't.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there.
Hmm.
I mean, I guess it's possible there's a bug in a Paradox game.
No, let's not be silly. Officially a full year until the coup happens.
Yeah, this is an odd little alternate history going on.
Yeah, having this big of a entity against Germany in the Poland's faction, with like Romania and all of
Well, having the USSR able to pile in, I guess, is. But I don't even know if they're part of that front.
No, they're not technically. They don't have a direct front to Axis anymore.
Looks like Poland is taking the heaviest casualties.
Yeah.
I guess the risk for Germany is if they push across too fast but don't get capitulation, then they open a corridor where the USSR can come
Yeah, I mean,
smashing back.
they actually push, right across to the Soviets. That's a problem. But I wonder if the AI is smart enough to not do that.
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of figured before that point, maybe Poland could realize that it should just go ahead and open those borders.
I mean, we can get access, but looks like. Be curious why the Soviets haven't asked for access. Because technically they're on different sides in this war, right? Yeah, that's. No, they're technically on the same side. Just kind of awkward that they don't have access to that. To that front. Yeah, it looks like Germany's starting to tip the balance over there.
Well, my main fleet now has 3 carriers and 5 battleships. And a swarm of little dudes. So that seems reasonable.
Indeed.
And I've at least got that doctrine pretty well filled out, and I've got a bunch of advisors helping to beef it up. So it's not a huge fleet, but it should do some work. Oh, and yeah, Poland's not looking too good there now.
No.
Looks like some breakthroughs happened in the south.
Ready! Attention!
Been a lot of naval actions going
Ready, sir!
on up there in the Baltic.
Yeah.
Ready!
So Italy finished their, or Germany finished their invade France focus, but I guess did not begin the
Haven't
process.
used it yet. Curious.
Germany's tree is so, I mean, and rightly so, but it's so involved with so many different pieces to it.
What are they working on currently?
German war economy, which is just adding mill factory slots. But that does lead them to form the Reichskommissariats,
Yeah,
which
that thing.
yeah, where they get a bunch of decisions for, looks like, things about Norway and the Netherlands and the Ukraine. Interesting. Need to get Excavation 3 at some point soon so I can trigger this resource discovery thing.
It's actually what I'm working towards currently for the extra oil.
Yeah. I've mostly stabilized oil from my synthetic factories and a little bit of trading, but yeah,
Nice.
steel is kind of an issue.
Yeah, I'm actually importing a hefty bit of oil. I think some aluminum from you. Like 2 factories worth.
Okay.
And then a decent little bit of steel.
Oh yeah, 16 to Japan. Wish there was something we could do for Poland here.
Well, there is that coup, but
That's
have to see if they can hold out.
yeah, it's not going to be till August till that kicks off.
Your pizza's there.
Yep, I've got food arriving. It's not pizza though. Just wondering how well that would come through in the mic. I guess fairly well. These gonna get some carriers. My next tier of carriers up in 30 days. Nice.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the 1940 set of ships.
Yeah, this will be my. Yeah, this will be my 1940 carrier.
You sure I can't have Malaya? That's exactly the amount of oil I need.
No, man, I spent so much time and effort to get them. No.
I wonder what happens with that event. Like what it actually says.
I mean, it's still a decision that it puts to me, right? It's not like it just happens.
I would assume so.
Let's not find out. Do you want to go to 3? Speed
Sure.
3? Speed 3. So I think we don't have anything we're particularly watching closely. That we can influence anyway.
Yeah, nothing that'll happen urgently.
Hang on 1 second, I got a couple things popping off. I want to just be aware of what's happening.
As soon as it speeds up, everything starts happening.
Listen up!
The heck? Did they give me a unit in Malay? In Malaya? I suddenly have a unit that has a chess piece pawn as its icon.
Ready, sir!
Okay. Resuming.
Yeah, I see that.
I didn't ask for one. They just must love my guns so much.
Ready! Ready, sir!
One second. I might be able to do something to help Poland now. Or at least boost them. Let's see here. I'm also 2 focus tree nodes away from declaring war on them as a goal on Germany.
Okay.
So maybe I'll
Well,
push that.
yeah, wait and see how your coup goes as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of coups,
Awkward.
that was actually off of one of their focus things, though. they triggered that themselves.
Hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna send
Yeah, so
Poland.
Romania went non-aligned with that, I believe.
Oh, so they're out of the faction with Poland then?
No, they're still in. Just their leading party is
I see.
non-aligned. I'm not actually
That's-
sure if it was or not. I don't know.
Oh.
It was their focus because I saw them working on it.
Okay. I'm sending Poland some troops. I can only send them 3, but every little bit will help.
Indeed.
Including that division that Malaya gave me. Shipping them off to where I thought it was.
I could start working on staging a coup in China. I'm not sure that's a good idea right now, though.
Yeah, maybe not.
They are about a third democratic, though.
Ongoing war pushing versus looming over the upcoming election, with many voters being concerned about the UK is not prepared for being thrown into this conflict. They demand we increase our precautions and ensure that our nation is ready for war. People have the right to feel safe. I think I'm okay with that.
So the U.S. is working on war propaganda now, which is like the base focus they need to get to any of
start
the
actually
interventions.
fighting. Yeah, okay. I mean, at 96% world tension, that's good to see. they're like, huh.
Listen up! Orders! Ready, sir!
Oh, so I can actually literally have control over the volunteers. That's interesting. I thought it was an automated thing.
Oh, is that the coup you mean?
No,
Or-
just sending volunteers to a country.
Oh,
Basically,
gotcha, gotcha.
I have 2 divisions here that I can control technically. Which is a little awkward because I don't want to send them in when the Polish people aren't going in.
Ready to move!
That does give me a decent look at how the front's looking over here, though.
Do you think there'll be enough to actually help too much?
It's 2 divisions.
I mean, it's it's not nothing.
It's not gonna. It certainly won't swing the balance in one way or the other, but it's helpful for me to get some intel on how the front's going, and maybe if my 2 dudes can have some impact on an awkward AI invasion or defense, then all the better.
Yeah, that's true. You might need to put them in there sometime soon, though.
I mean, they're there now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see them.
Yeah, they get dropped in somewhere.
Just in time to try to help hold Warsaw, huh?
Yeah. Say, we're sitting at 8 viewers, which is cool. Just want to give everybody an update of what we're doing. We're playing, obviously, Hearts of Iron 4, but I am the UK. BrassGecko here is Japan. And Germany is doing Germany things, but not quite as spread out as usual.
Democratic Japan, no less.
Yes, that's true. Democratic Japan, thank you. And I am fascist. No, I'm just kidding. The old fascist UK maneuver. And Poland has got their faction, who, again, I won't attempt to say, but maybe I'll attempt it. Midzimorze. There.
Major disclaimer that we have no idea what we're doing.
Oh, of course, yeah. No.
Very limited idea what we're doing.
We know 90% of the consequences of our actions. Whether or not they're the most efficient ones, very clearly probably not, but, you know.
We know how to move guys around on the map, and
Yeah.
sometimes they have the proper order that actually makes them fight.
Sometimes. Unfortunately, this means now I kind of need to micromanage these two guys while doing other things.
I mean, drop the speed if you need to.
Okay, if necessary, certainly.
I mean, if you have too much going on, I can help you out with a little bit. Just take some of those Pacific holdings off your hands.
Yeah, that's not. I'll be honest. British Malaya is not really weighing me down, so I'll let you know if it does, though.
Attention!
Yeah, just keep it in mind.
It is a big chunk of political points, though, to annex them. I need to accrue 300 once they're down to the right level.
Fall in! Ready!
What? Wait. What? How?
You gotta admit, I didn't see that one coming.
No. Really? Little baby
Old
Luxembourg?
communist Luxembourg.
How did that happen?
Oh, they're actually super democratic.
Yeah, they're like 5% communist.
Probably not for long.
I wonder if that was a coup or something. That's interesting. Huh, alright. As you were.
Good luck to them.
Yeah. Wait, what?
The whole
Did
set is going.
Did whole Benelux just go communist? With no
2/3 so far.
with no real party. Okay.
Maybe because the USSR is at war with Germany and Germany has justified against them.
Maybe.
Maybe
but
that made it make sense.
it's just a faction thing, maybe, versus Yep, that's the whole Benelux. All right.
Well then,
I, for one, welcome our communist neighbors. Man, steel is a problem.
so how do you feel about me taking this anti-communist bulwark focus next?
Let me look at the implications.
A couple inconsequential countries will gain minus 100 standing.
Where is it in your tree? I can't see what you're actively working on. Or, actually, no.
It's underneath Pacific Guardian.
Soviet Union games into forward. Huh. I mean, if you're prepared to piss off essentially the entire Comintern faction, then hey, yeah. You do you, man.
I mean, that might be the way things are going.
I'm not sure us versus the communists is the current state of things. Yep, sure.
What do they mean, uncertain times? Oh yeah, didn't see that coming.
Why would they do that? They're in between, and we can't do anything. We have no agency over this conflict yet.
I mean,
I can't declare. Well, look. I can declare war on Germany in 70 days, basically. Regardless, so I think that's the play. To introduce.
are you still going
ourselves.
to try a coup?
Yes, that's still gonna happen. Hang on a second. I have a couple things happening here. Well, let me actually look at the thing about the coup real quick. Let's see. The coup will automatically be canceled if the target ends up in civil war, changes to the targeted ideology, or joins the same factions. And none of those things will be happening. I can still declare war on them.
Ideally, maybe you do it all at the same time.
All right, so these are what, in 70-day chunks, the focus trees? Yeah, so 3060 March is the next focus, 3060 May is the next focus. Okay, it's like 3 to 4 focus trees away. Versus if I do it now, we can be in there by March-ish, March to April-ish. And the coup will still trigger in August, further disrupting them.
Well, I guess the question is, what's the goal?
Well, the goal is to bring down Germany and establish a part of them that's democratic that we're friendly with, I think.
Yeah. The Comintern's gonna get scary here. Oh hey, Italy's pursuing closer bonds. Didn't they have their chance?
They did.
Or no, they did join. That's right.
Yeah. The Raj is officially a puppet now. Oh, interesting. All of the. Oh, I guess never mind. No, they still slowly tick down now. I might have to stop sending convoys to Malaya for now. Kind of need those.
The USSR is fighting against Italy somewhere.
Yeah, they're against. Wait, actively or? What do you mean somewhere?
Yeah, I'm looking at the war
Yeah, so
status.
They're against.
No, as in they've taken 15,000 casualties from Italy. Or maybe that was over in Asia. I think Italy might have had some armies over there.
Commands!
I'm not actually sure. Maybe it was a naval thing, even.
Move out!
Oh crap! I didn't set a focus. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna start the process of getting into war here.
All right. And yeah, that's where it's nice that the focus progress is saved
Yeah.
or banked.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, Poland's sort of stabilized. At least from what I can tell from the fronts here.
Fall in. Commands.
Yeah, maybe Germany got a little bit busy with the other border.
Yeah.
Looks like their tanks are doing their usual work.
Oh right, I want to get that the new carrier. Freaking- Good to go back up to 3.
Yep, sounds good.
Fall in. Attention. Move out.
It's really interesting what you can do with volunteer troops, though. It certainly encourages the AI that are around them to do things. If I like send them in.
Huh. Yeah, I've never used any.
Yeah.
Move out.
I see some French troops on that border too.
Yeah. So they're doing the same kind of thing. I should wonder if I can see what France is doing with
Lithuania is actually pushing back there with the Romanian troops.
Yeah, France has sent volunteers to like 5 different.
Actually, go up, look at Lithuania. Look how many Romanian troops are up there. That's like their entire army.
Wow, I mean they're in the same factions. That makes sense, but
Yeah, that was a big boost.
yeah. Oh wow, yeah, they got that big chunk of 20 or 17 maybe. Yeah.
The Netherlands aren't looking so good though.
I don't know. Yeah, it's such a weird choice to just suddenly say, "Hey, come squish us," because we have no access to the Comintern from over here. Yeah, it's.
Attention! Move out! Move out!
Wow. How is this like a
They're
focus
very
or an
persuasive.
event that's doing this? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna end well for you, Switzerland. Well, that's unfortunate. Just mousing over, inviting Austria-Hungary to our faction. One of the biggest negative modifiers is would rather be part of the Axis.
Fall in! Listen up!
Guess you need to start a coup.
I can't afford the peeps at the moment. I'm saving up for Malaya.
I mean,
No, dude, you're not getting Malaya. That's not happening. I spent so much mental and physical resources on getting them.
Listen up!
Your volunteers still holding the line.
Yeah, they're hanging out Warsaw, doing their thing.
Now, are they resupplying properly up there?
I don't see any attrition, so I guess they use the base supply of where they are.
Yeah, just those bars were looking pretty low the last time I saw them.
Well, I've been seeing them in and out every now and then, so. Oh man, construction is getting very efficient.
Orders!
Yeah, and also, honestly, those volunteers were colony garrisons. They're not my up-to-date template, so.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Alright, I have a war goal against someone called Germany. Are you ready to prepare to do this?
I mean, I suppose.
That's not. I'm looking for more confidence here, man. We got this, right?
Hang on, let me figure out what I'm doing with this focus first.
Yep.
Then I gotta reshuffle some naval production.
Figure what we'll do, if you're good with that, maybe take our break here. And then we can
Sure, yeah.
resume just before I declare, so we can get all of our ducks in a row before it
Sure.
happens.
Just give me a second
nope,
to
yeah, let's.
use some stuff then.
Yep.
Alright, I think I'm set then.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and save it. Then when we pick it back up, we'll start a conflict with Germany, and that'll go very well, I'm sure.
Already.
You have you are you thinking maybe like later tonight or some other time, or what's your?
Later in the night works for me as long as it's not too much later.
Okay.
I've got, 2 hours if I'm being completely sensible, or 3 hours if I don't care that much.
Okay.
So I got like 3 hours left in my evening.
All right. So maybe we'll pick it back up later this evening.
All right, yeah, just let me know.
Okay. Will do. I'll talk to you later, man.
Laters.
So yeah, we will call it there for now. Probably resume later tonight because this is an exciting part, obviously. And we'll see if we can time our attack onto Germany with this upcoming coup, and hopefully we can influence things enough to make a difference. So we'll see you guys later tonight.